Hi there guys, hope you're all well. Welcome back to another weekly outlook video. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to break down the dollar, the yen, oil and Bitcoin. As always, if there are any pairs that you do want to see that I've obviously not covered in this video, please do drop them in the comments. Because again, if they're requested, I can look at them. But if not, obviously, I'm not going to know that you guys want to see that. So firstly, what we're going to do, we'll have a look at the high impact news for the week ahead, just showing if there's any days we need to be careful of. And this is what I would advise doing for pretty much any trader at the start of a week. So what we want to do, we just want to look at the high impact only. That's all I do personally, and just see if there's anything we want to avoid. So retail sales and BOE monetary policy for Monday, pretty much nothing to worry about. Going into Tuesday morning, though, we do have the minutes meeting for the Australian dollar interest rate. This will show the tone of, obviously, the bank, what potentially they're going to do with the next interest rate. So for that reason, I would probably avoid trading the Australian dollar up until maybe London session. So overnight, I'll be leaving Australian dollar alone. Employment rate and claimant count for the pound, obviously, because I'm on the daily, not something really that I'm too fussed about, so I won't bother with that. GDP for the euro, that's definitely something to bear in mind at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, UK time. And then obviously retail sales the same day for the US. So Tuesday, there's actually a lot going on in terms of fundamentals. And then, yeah, there's a speech at 7 o'clock in the evening for the US. And obviously it's 6 o'clock as well for the euro. So be careful on Tuesday. Quite a bit going on. Going into Wednesday, though, there's the GDP for the yen. Again, not something that I'm going to worry about. It is overnight as well. I tend to stay away from overnight trades and just focus on the daily between the London and the New York session. They're pretty much my sessions. CPI for the pound, that's something to look at. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the week. So there's nothing too crazy. I think the biggest thing that will move the market this week is probably the RBA minutes meeting. And then obviously potentially something said in these speeches, but we won't know until that happens. New approach regarding what I'm going to show you. I am conscious that when I do break down the daily time frame, obviously week to week, not much is going to change. So what I'm going to start doing is breaking down the hourly, and this will give you areas of interest on the hourly. So hopefully, obviously, there's going to be more opportunities. And obviously for you lower time frame traders as well, which I know there is a high majority out there, obviously you'll be able to use this. So firstly, going on to the DXY. So if you haven't already, you know that these areas here and this chart basically shows the strength of the dollar. You see towards the back end of Friday, the dollar started getting weak, started pulling back from this area here. So what I've done, I'm not going to go into the confluences. I'm just going to show you areas I am interested in and say if the DXY gets to the 104 area, I would expect to see some dollar strength. So for example, if the dollar gets down here on the DXY, dollar strength, maybe look for a GU short, an AU short, at EU, anything like that, even a gold short. So use this as confluence to get into other trades. As well, 103.65, something I'm interested in. And as well, 103.38. So I'm not obviously showing the confluences, but what I'm doing is showing the areas and the price. So what you can do if you're watching this, you can obviously pause the video if need be, go to your trading view, go on the DXY and go on the 1 hour chart. And then what you can do, mark these areas, and just when you see price get to these areas, look how it reacts and see if you can find any trades on the US dollar pairs. So 104, 103.65 and 103.38. Obviously at the minute, price is breaking this, so there's no fibs of the move down just yet. But yeah, just have a look and see how price reacts in these areas. Going on to the JPY basket, there's not really any areas that I'm too interested in terms of longs. There was an area here, but as you can see, price has already reacted off it. So based off this, if this was last week, you're saying once price gets to this area from the move down, I'd expect to see the yen get some strength. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. So if you found a pair where you was maybe looking for shorts on like GJ, EJ, etc., this would have been a good area and a good moment in time to get in that type of trade. However, going into next week, just based off the 1 hour, I'm interested in yen getting to 8375 and then seeing some weakness. And the same again at the 8400 level. So if you see price get to these two areas here, I would say to expect some yen weakness. In terms of longs, there wasn't much. As mentioned, there were this area here. Potentially we've got an area here where yen could start getting a little bit stronger. But that is not the strongest of areas. I will mark it and we'll just see how it reacts. And that price there is 8219. So once again, if you do have TradingView open, maybe have a look and see what's going on when price hits these areas here. So I think these are good areas, especially these short areas. You can see after such a big pump on yen, yen was so strong last week. I got stopped out of 2 yen trades just due to how strong it was. I was trying to long NJ and GJ at different areas. And obviously yen was just that strong that the areas got absolutely slammed. So probably going to see a retracement in all fairness into around this area. But I'm not happy setting that as an area of interest. So that is yen. 8400, 8375 and 8219 are areas. Going into oil, let's have a look. I've got no areas currently for shorts. Maybe potentially somewhere up here, like so, would be a nice area to look at. So that area there is 110.3. So looking for potential short up there. As well, going into the longs, these are probably the best areas in my opinion. 104.54, so we've got a few confluences plus the round number. We've got 103.06, once again, a few confluences and the round number. And we also have 101.5, a few confluences and the round number. So all these areas here are pretty much of the same strength. I would look to see oil pull back from 110.30 or go long from 104.50, go long from 103 and potentially go long from 101.5. Now, in terms of stop loss and stuff like that, that's down to you. These are just areas where I'm saying price should react. You can use this as confluence with CAD trades. Maybe there's a video potentially. In fact, now I've said that, we'll do a video on that. So we'll have a look and see how oil affects CAD and how you can use that as an added confluence when you are entering positions. So that is oil done. 110.3 short, 104.5 long, 103 long, and 101.5 long as well. Great. Going into Bitcoin, obviously at the minute you can see crypto last week was just absolutely mental. You know what's happened with Luna and stuff like that. So what I'm going to say is these are areas of interest for me. 32.6 seems like a really good level to short Bitcoin. Obviously, fundamentally at the minute, crypto is absolutely mad. So please be careful if you are looking to trade these areas. Me personally, I'd probably be leaving crypto alone just until things settle down, because I feel like there's going to be a lot going on in the upcoming weeks, especially fundamentally with stuff like regulations, stabilizing things, etc. So at the minute for me, everyone's putting the money in crypto, so there's going to be added volatility, added volume within the market. And me personally, guys, I am more of a laid back trader. I'm not looking to get in shorts, longs when the market is going absolutely mental. I'd rather wait till it calms down and let everyone else either make a lot of money or lose a lot of money. But on face value, these do look like good areas. I think in terms of what the best position is, I'd probably say that this 27,600 long is good, or the 32,600 short is probably the best area on here. But that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. So with this, guys, obviously a new approach compared to the previous weekly outlook videos, but I do think that this is a lot more clearer. So you can literally just mark these areas and these prices on your chart and then basically use that to hopefully monitor what happens when price gets to these areas and maybe find a few trades off them, especially the DXY and the yen. It's amazing how powerful these actually are. So yeah, I would definitely advise it. So as mentioned, if you do want to see some other pairs broken down, please just basically leave a comment below. Obviously, if no one requests certain pairs, then I'm not going to know whether or not you want them doing. So yeah, drop a comment, and if you aren't already, follow my Instagram in the bio just to see how some of these trades play out. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you've all had a good weekend, and I hope you all have a good trading week.